What's up, everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome to episode 42 of Track Walk in MX Simulator. And today I'm doing a track called Race Tech Field, a track that was created by Chris Riesenberg, aka Checkerz 448, the renowned designer that used to work for THQ and has since done a lot of work in sim, works at Race Tech Suspension now. So he made a couple tracks, 3 of them to be exact, called Race Tech Field, and this is the first version of that, which he released back in 2012. And doing this tracks, for one, I like this track, so I wanted to do this track because I like it, but I also wanted to do it because this being the 42nd episode of Track Walk, I'm a pretty big baseball fan myself, and for those of you that know anything about Major League Baseball, 42, a pretty important number in Major League Baseball. It's the only number retired all the way across the board in baseball. Like, no team in MLB can use it, and that's because it was Jackie Robinson's number. And for those of you that have no idea about baseball or anything that I'm talking about, Jackie Robinson was the first person to break the color barrier in baseball. He was the first ever Negro baseball player in the major leagues. And if you want to learn more about that whole scenario, I'd recommend watching a great movie that came out a couple years ago called 42. It's a really good film about the whole situation and how it came about and how it wasn't accepted and so on and so forth. But anyway, for the 42nd episode of Track Walk, I figured I'd want to do a baseball track, and I know that there's plenty of Supercross tracks that are in legit baseball stadiums, and this is more just like a little local baseball field kind of thing that Checkerz built a track on. But I just figured, why not? It'll be a cool little thing to talk about, and I like baseball, so, and I like this track too. So yeah, just gonna spin a couple laps on this and have a good time. You may notice I'm riding a Suzuki. This is the Suzuki that Team Barry, the team that I used to be on, had in 2013 for the Nationals, or actually for both Nationals and Indoors. But we ran these Suzukis, and I like them, so I wanted to run them again just for this. It's no like sign as to what we're going to be doing next season or anything. I don't have any ambitions of switching to Suzukis. I just wanted to ride this. And it's got the number 101 on it, which is the number that I ran back in 2013. And just running some stuff that I had for our team set this year, and a Fox helmet, and just having a good old time. As I said, this track was released back in 2012, and right when it was released, actually, we did this first ever thing where we tried to make it work. It kind of failed. We only did it a couple times, but back then, interest in Supercross was kind of growing because it was late 2012. I think it was released like late October or November or something like that. And so people were getting kind of hyped for Supercross coming around, and the 2013 Supercross series in MX Simulator kicking off in a couple months, so people wanted to ride Supercross. So the guys at Race Factory, myself included, decided to put on this little thing which we called Testing Tuesdays, which basically was they would put a track like this. This was the first track that we tried it with, in a server, and tell anybody that wanted to come by to drop in. If they had off-season skins, posted in that thread. And what ended up happening was we had like actual sessions where they allowed people to go out and try to, you know, set the best lap time and just had fun and ride the track. And afterwards, I made a video, like a little testing video with a bunch of people in it, that I'll link in the description, so you can go check that out if you want. And some people also edited some screenshots and stuff like that. So in general, it was a good time. Like, it was fun to get other people involved and see who was looking good for 2013 MX Simulator Supercross and whatnot. And yeah, I thought it was a good fun, and I had a blast riding this track back then, as I still do today. I'm sure you guys will as well if you decide to download this track. As you can see, it's very easy to just run lap after lap. Checkerz tracks tend to do that for you. They're not overly challenging. They've got, you know, good challenges to them, but once you find a flow, it's pretty easy to keep in that flow and not overdo it or anything like that, which is what I've always liked about Checkerz tracks. Some other Supercross creators make stuff that really every lap you're like, oh god, I have to hit that again, but Checkerz for the most part keeps it pretty smooth, and you don't have to dread coming up to a section every lap thinking, oh, I hope I can ride through that. Oh, made a little mistake there, but I always have liked Checkerz tracks. So when I found out that he was going to be involved in making 2014 Supercross and eventually 2015, and now coming up on 2016 Supercross tracks for the game, I was pretty stoked, and probably had my best Supercross season in this game in 2014. So not necessarily that JLV was bad at making tracks, and a lot of people like JLV's tracks, but I think game kind of outgrew JLV's style a little bit, and excited to see what 2016 brings. 2016 Supercross and MX Simulator will actually be the 5th year that Race Factor Gaming will host Supercross, so it'll be the 5th season of Moto Option Supercross. Although it'll be the 7th season, if you can hardly believe that, 7th season of professional MX Simulator Supercross racing, and it'll not only be the 7th season, but it'll be the 7th season which started 3 years after the game came out. So this game originally developed in 2007 as an early beta release, and then released in 2008. And then the first official MX Simulator Supercross season was in 2010. And any of you MX Simulator fandoms probably remember Brian Haskell or Shack Attack 12 winning 2010 and 2011, and Tyson won 2012 and 2013, and then we finally see the rookies of Downen winning 2014 and Hunter Root winning this year in 2015. So I'm excited to see what happens in 2016. But like I said, 5th year of Moto Option Supercross. Pretty hard to believe that this game has survived, if that's what you want to call it, for that long. And my first season of experience with this game was actually the 2012 Supercross season, the first season of Moto Option Supercross. And I know you guys are probably thinking, what the hell is this math doing? 2012 to 2016 is not 5 years, but actually, yes, it is. 2012 is 1, 2013 is 2, 2014 is 3, 2015 is 4, so that would make 2016 the 5th season of Moto Option Supercross. So I'm excited, and I know we're still a long ways away. We still have stuff like Monster Cup and Bercy Supercross and stuff like that they sometimes happen in sim, but obviously you get hyped about that stuff in real life. There's also Red Bull Straight Rhythm again this year, and of course in the next couple of weeks we'll have the MXGP of the United States at Glen Helen. I will be there. Anybody else that's going, would love to hang out with you. And then the week after that, Ernée, France, the Motocross of Nations. Can't remember what edition of the Motocross of Nations it is. I think we're into the 50s. But yeah, it should be fun. Motocross of Nations is always my favorite event of the year. I will save my Motocross of Nations predictions for when I do a track walk or maybe even an online play the week before the MXON. We'll probably do it on a French track if we can't figure out how to play Ernée, because I don't know if anybody's released Ernée before. But I'll save my predictions for then. I have a little bit different views as some people may think about this race. So that is what is coming up for us in the motocross world, and I'm just continuing to rip lap after lap. I want to see if maybe I can lay down a 46-second lap time on this track. Gotta get the focus. There it is, 46.7, just as I called it. So usually I like doing 15 minutes of gameplay, but I've done 11 laps in under 10 minutes, just to show you that this is a very fast track. Fun track, like I said. I think you can tell from this video that if you want something to like train on, this is kind of a fun place to do it, because it teaches you how to ride lap after lap without making mistakes, doing the same lines, so on and so forth. I don't think I've had a lap over like 52 seconds so far, and I only had that because I went off the berm in one corner. And I like tracks like this. I know a lot of people like challenging stuff where they can really learn how to play stuff and do sections better or whatever, but I like tracks where you can go out and just rip lap after lap, do the same lines, change up the lines here and there, and not have to worry about like falling off and doing stupid stuff like that. So a track like this has always been a lot more appealing to me when I play this game. And if you want to check out the other Race Tech fields, I will link them, although I may do Race Tech Field 3 in a future track walk. So you could wait until I do it then, or you could download it now and play it yourself. The new Race Tech Field is actually a day version of the track. I don't remember what the second Race Tech Field was. I can't seem to find the download for that. But I know the third Race Tech Field is a day version, and it's not the same track whatsoever. It's a completely different track, built in the same like stadium environment or whatever, but a completely different track, as I said. So really, you get a 2-for-1 in today's track walk. You get to try 2 different tracks that you may have never heard of before. That's always kind of our goal with track walk. During the Supercross and Nationals, we just did the Supercross and National tracks for track walk. Well, that's more or less because the people checking out our channel every week probably want to know what the lines are on those tracks, or what the track even looks like if they've never seen it before. Particularly for Supercross, obviously national tracks are usually pretty much the same, but Supercross tracks change up, and so if you're wanting to watch something other than those Kawasaki virtual track maps that they do for the TV streams, then coming to our channel and checking it out is always a nice thing to do, in my opinion. But so yeah, for track walk, with the new ones, particularly with the ones that are tracks that you may have never heard of, or have heard of but haven't played in a while, or play all the time and you just wanted to see how I play it or whatever. But usually it's an attempt to get you guys to try different tracks out in this game instead of riding the same old national tracks and Supercross tracks all the time and being a 03 warrior or something like that. So, and usually we have a good amount of views for these videos, so clearly you guys enjoy the content, which I'm stoked about. It's something that very easy to film, and I have a fun time doing because I just get to talk and ride some MX Simulator. So we're going to creep up here on 15 minutes in the video, and then we'll go ahead and call it. And I may, if I'm ambitious enough, include an onboard lap. Some of you probably might be like, oh, that's so stupid. NFL season starts today and he does a baseball stadium? What an idiot. But I already explained earlier why I'm doing a baseball one for Track Walk episode 42. And to be honest, I'm not the biggest NFL fan. I do like the NFL. I enjoy watching it. It's something that, when it comes on Sundays, I'll get into a couple games or 3 and watch them, and sometimes have a party and whatever. But I'm not a diehard NFL fan by any stretch. I don't actively follow what's happening all the time and stuff. I'm much more about that in baseball, and 8,000 times more for that in the motocross world. But NFL, it's cool. I'll probably care less about it when the San Diego Chargers move to Los Angeles next season, which is probably going to happen. All signs are pointing to that happening, which is sad, kind of sucks. Chargers have been my team growing up the whole time, but not necessarily the worst of the world for me, because I'm much more of like a moto fan than a stick and ball sports fan. But I do like baseball, and we still have the San Diego Padres, so at least I can cheer for one team that still is never going to make the playoffs. Side note, while I'm on the subject of sports, Jeremy and I are both really avid sports fans. I would say he's more into the NFL than I am into it, and I'm a little bit more into MLB than he is. But we're both very, avid sports fans. We talk about sports a lot when we hang out together. And just curious on whether you guys would be interested in us playing more sports games. I know Jeremy just got the new Madden and has been trying to play it and get used to it, but he hates it. And we may do some more videos in like Madden, or when MLB The Show 16 comes out, or play NHL or FIFA. More sports games. I know a lot of motocross fans are like, sports suck usually, but we do have a lot of fans out there that are multi-centric in terms of they like motorsports, they like regular sports, action sports, whatever you want to call them. So we could do those, you know, we could get involved in those and start doing more of those if that's what you guys want to see. But gonna end track walk here. We just crested 15 minutes and I'm crossing the finish line right now. So if you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, the usual 9 yards, and of course download the track if you want to play it. And be sure to check out our channel daily for more videos. And yeah, so thanks for checking out Track Walk episode 42 on Race Tech Field.